Hello and welcome to another gripping episode of SHARPEYS Workshop. This workshop is my day job. As you can see, it's well organised. So to try and spruce things up a bit, I wanted to build some sort of unit, storage unit if you like, to keep everything organised. So I drew it out on some A4 paper, just trying to figure out the best way, most economical way of cutting it out one sheet of 8x4 ply. Once I've done that, they're easier to get into the workshop and run through the table saw. I trimmed all the bottom sections up and then marked them up for the rebates for the shelves. You'll have to excuse the state of my hands. I was multitasking. I was trying to get my son's car through the MOT at the same time as building this. Once I marked out all the lines for the rebates, I pre-drilled everything. And I figured the best way of cutting the rebates out, seeing my table saw is not that good, is to use the chop saw, set the depth gauge and just keep running it through. The chop saw wasn't quite long enough to go over a full length, so I had to keep flipping it over. Once I cut all the rebates, it was just a matter of gluing and screwing it all together. We've got some sort of metal filing cabinet drawers at work, so all the sizes to this unit is so those metal drawers can fit inside. It'll all become clear when it's finished. If you look down the side that I'm fitting now, you'll see two lines of holes. I'll be honest, I cocked up with my measurements. But as I've said a load of times before, it's not the mistakes you make, it's how you cover them up that matters. For fitting the dividers, just use the rebate and then screw it in from the bottom. Seems like the easiest way to me. I kept checking it with a tape to make sure everything's even, front and back, up and down. Once I put all the dividers and the shelves in, I wanted to put a back panel on to keep it all square. I was going to fix the back panel on just with some brad nails and glue. Then I tried to turn my compressor on and realised my son's been in the workshop and it no longer works. I'm sure some of you have the same problem. Then it was just a case of putting the top on. That's the bottom section done. On top of this unit I wanted to put 2 drawers. Now I could have made it out of plywood, same way I've done that to the unit, but that wouldn't have made economical sense out of an 8x4 sheet. So I made this unit out of some old floorboards I got laying about. The drawer runners I used for this, I've had in the workshop for years. It's just a prime example of it'll come in handy one day. Now I couldn't get 2 even sized drawers in, so one drawer's going to have to be bigger than the other, because I wanted to put these dividing trays in. So because I'd built the drawer unit separate, I just screwed it onto the top of the other unit. As for the drawers, they were simple, just plywood with sides screwed on. If you notice the drawer runners at the back, I've left a big overhang. That's so I can pull the entire drawer out of the unit. As for the drawer fronts, I cut one piece of ply that covered the entire area, slotted the drawers in and then just cut them all to size from that. For fixing the drawer fronts onto the drawers, I slotted the drawer front over the frame, just shove the drawer up behind and screw it in. The top drawer is slightly different. I couldn't get the drill in, so I had to screw the screws through just so they were poking through, then force the front onto the screws to give me an indentation mark so I knew where to screw the front on. So once I got all the drawers to fit nice, I had to get it all good sanding. As for building the top section, I just butt jointed everything and glued and screwed it. I couldn't see the point in putting rabbits in because I knew it wouldn't be taking that much weight. And I know it'll get a few comments, but it's wobbling about because the floor in my workshop's uneven. Luckily enough, I was gifted a new compressor, so I could get my brad nailer working again. And then I get it all a lick of paint. I went for blue and yellow to try and brighten our workshop up a bit. Now I forgot to film a final shot of it when it was actually finished, so the only images I've got is when it's actually in use in the workshop. So there it is, it's all covered in oil by now. It works though. I also built a couple of benches, but I built them the same as where I built my own bench in the workshop. I've got a video for that already on. The handles for the drawers are just made out of some aluminium plate. So there we have it. Sorry about the picture quality for the last bit, but it is nice and working. Hope it's inspired you, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.